온몸의 감각으로 기억하고 있어. 빈 왕좌를 지키는 기사인가? 강한 기운의 정체는 저놈이었나?
So, this one has been a long time coming, but now we are to the point where I can absolutely just gush about this one. So, solo leveling. Let's hit it. Alrighty. You have no idea how excited I've been to talk about this one. No words can actually describe how excited, how elated, how vigorously I intend on sharing this with you. I am wrecked with excitement. Ooh, yeah. And that was for the kids rating to not be here. But yeah, so let us chat, let us talk about solo leveling. This one is a very, very good one that's found itself not only on the top of my list, but many, many different other lists for a myriad of reasons. The artwork is great, the story is interesting and engaging, the characters in your mind are worth paying attention to, especially our main boy, Jin-woo. Yes! This is a Korean comic that we're talking about, and it is on par with any other manga, comic, or whatever else you want to throw at it. In fact, it is my personal belief that it is far superior to a number of other comic books out there. Yeah. So this is a Korean one. It has been published on Kakao Page, Piccoma in Japan, and it's on Web Novel and Tappy Toon for the Western releases in English. Lovely! So if you want to go out there and read it, there's plenty of places where you can. So, a general synopsis is this. In solo leveling, there was some event that happened, and it caused these large portals to open up. And through these portals was literal worlds filled with monsters and creatures, and some of them occasionally flooded out. But people started developing powers. They started becoming stronger, supernatural abilities, magic, swords, all number of fantasy powers you can think of. People started to develop. Now, our boy Jin-woo, he of course developed powers as well. But unfortunately, his powers were not the strongest. They weren't. But our boy had a mission. He had a job to do, and he was going to do it no matter what. The story picks up following our boy as he finds himself in a high-rank S-rank dungeon. And it unfortunately leads to some downsides of the idea of being a hunter. But plot twist! Plot twist! Our boy, he survives! He has survived, and he has been touched with the glorious power of the gamer. That's another one I like to read. But they're similar in that aspect that our main character's powers are tied like a video game. So he's able to see levels, status. He has a hammer space inventory connected to a web store that he can spend currency in to get unique items and extra special abilities if he so pleases. So it's like playing out like an ARPG. Unfortunately, it has risks because now that he is a player, he is now tied to the system. And much like any game, the system has annoying things that it does. Penalties for not accomplishing the daily tasks that you, much like myself, ignore when we're playing the game. Yes, I should include a list here, but the list is way, way, way too long. So I'm going to skip it like I skip them daily missions. Booyah! But but booty. Yeah. Like many other comics like this. When I tell you the art is something else. Oh my goodness. The artwork is just wow. There are panels in this series that will absolutely pop in the best ways. One of my favorites is the first viewing of the character known as Egress. That has to be a fairly menacing piece of artwork. In fact, I took a screenshot and it is the current lock screen on my phone. Not only that, the scene leading up to that where he's facing Egress in a one-on-one fight is pretty funny because between Jin-woo and Egress clearly has the upper hand with weaponry. So Jin-woo thinks, all right, so I'm going to do this with my fists. But Egress is like, oh, so you want to play it the honorable way. All right, you just going to catch these hands. And proceeded to wail on him like no tomorrow. It's a pretty funny scene. But it also highlights how ridiculous the system that he's tied to has become and how ridiculously strong he is at that point. But fear not! It goes on! He reaches higher levels of superiority. And I'm honestly not going to spoil it to you because it's definitely worth a read. Definitely worth it. The illustrator is Dubu of Red Dice Studio. So I'm definitely looking up more stuff by this person. And Chu Gong is the author of it. And it fits in my category of action and fantasy. And it's, oh my gosh, it's definitely, oh, here I am. But this one is something everyone should definitely give a read. Not only in the aspect that the story is engaging, it's interesting, the artwork is incredibly pleasing to look at. And if you are viewing it on a high definition, high pixel density screen, woo! Let me tell you, it makes it pop even more. I'm kind of a weeb when it comes to mangas and comics and stuff that, you know, correlate to gaming and fantasy and action and all that good stuff. I love this stuff. So I'm going to keep it short, give a quick snappity snapshot, and I'm going to leave it at that. Go on, read Solo Leveling, and I will get to you the next comic that is worth your time. Peace. I'm going to go make a sandwich. Bye. Have a good time.